Hello everyone, this is Jack and this is my Terrablox Devblog. Today I'm going to be showing you pretty much the same as last week. It's some more terrain and Heightmap stuff, but it's slightly different in what you can do with it now. You can apply Heightmaps to it and they can wrap and stuff. And I'll talk about what else I'm trying to do as well, because I'm trying to change stuff to the skinner. So yeah, here we go. So the way the stuff you saw last time worked is it multiplied two grids together, two Heightmaps together. So if I was to take that one and that one, all this would be inside that circle, because black is basically zero, so it would zero all this out and only include some bits of it. And so likewise, the little rivers you see on there would have been cut out of that. But what I've added now is two new functions called Maxweb and Minwrap, and basically these will go through every cell of the Heightmap and take the highest point of each cell, and use that. So we'll combine them together using all their max heights. And the Minwrap one does the opposite, it combines them all using their minimum values. So I'm going to try these two out because I think they'll be the best at doing it. So at the moment they're on Maxweb. So you should see this big circle, and you should see these wire bits coming out of it. I don't think there'll be much water though, because there's not much dark areas on there. Okay, so let's run it. Yeah, and I'll try it with the min one later. The min one would actually zero it out again like before, or it might just crash. Hold on. What did I do? Ah, okay, it's my fault. That's because I was messing around before. So this time it should work. So yeah, like I said, we should see the big circle in the middle. Also, this function, hold on, let it load stuff. Still loading. I made the chunks really small, but I've still got my view distance really high, so it can take a while. So I'm not... Okay, here's the circle. We got it. So you'd have the big circle in the middle with the wiry bits around it. And also these new functions, they place things randomly, so they're not, perfectly in the exact same place. It will move them around the Heightmaps, but they wrap as well, so they work. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. Oh, there you go, look. You can see it hasn't perfectly used it, because it's got this big area where you can still see the circle. Which is quite cool, I like that. So what else can we try? Actually, that looks kind of weird. It's using max value. I don't know, that must be like a sweet spot where I don't know. But yeah, so if we was to try the min one, you could do the same as before with the gradient circle and the valley. So let's load in the valley. Yeah, that's right. And change that to Minmap. Now this might be the same as before, sort of. Like before, it was using multiply. So what it would do is it would scale everything up and then scale it back down. But what this does is it just uses the min values. So it might be more representative of the Heightmaps that you use. Let that finish. Okay, there we go, that'll do. Oh yeah, 2 of it's still in the water. I was trying to fix this collision thing, by the way. I sort of did. I made it... Actually, no, I didn't. I guess that's the same behaviour. I don't know. I need to rewrite that system, really. It's too big. Okay, yeah, so here we go. It's sort of made a valley. But yeah, because it's placed in a different area now, it wraps. You can't always predict as accurately what your final thing is going to look like. But this looks okay. And another feature of these new functions is you can apply that Heightmap a multiple number of times. So now I'm applying it by 3 with the Minwrap, which should produce islands because it's taking a lot more terrain away. So it should create some islands with a lot of water. Well, definitely a lot of water. So yeah, as you can see, it's a lot more sporadic. And it's not like the original islands that I made, where, you know, the procedural ones using noise, which were a bit, you know, blobby and just weird. These actually sort of seem a little more realistic, a little more rugged. But there's still these weird bits. I think that's might be to do with how I'm doing the wrapping, because I don't think it's entirely correct, but because we did a blur on the Heightmap, it sort of fixes it and I don't notice it. But yeah, you can see like all these little pools have appeared on the beach. That's because a Heightmap has been superimposed over this area, and it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't cancel it all out. But yeah, so you can do that multiple times, as many as you like. So 10 might just produce a massive ocean and no land on it. It's hard to tell, but we'll give it a go. But yeah, next week I definitely want to try and make these things external, and then okay, there's still land here. But yeah, make those things external and make the game a bit more stable, so I can release it again, release a new version. Well, there's still land here, but it's a lot more flat. Which is quite cool. It's sort of swampy. But yeah, I'd like the terrains produced like this a lot more. They're just more interesting, I think. And with this method, I can't show it off right now because I only just finished putting this stuff in. But if you had a landmass, you could just add crevices onto it, like big cracks in the ground. So it doesn't have to be a whole height map. This is the thing I'm trying to change. So you could just apply smaller height maps to a bigger one and build it up that way. Because at the moment it's still taking 2 evenly sized height maps. Just cheat my way up here. Ah, there's still a circle here somewhere. That's quite cool, actually. I haven't. That's really cool. So it's still using the circle, like, because that's one of our things, and because it's using the min values, it will never fill in that area. But we can sort of keep taking bits out of it. So that's why we have this flat, sort of more rugged terrain. But it is still essentially a circular island. That's cool, I like that, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, another thing I've done, because, you know, someone kept moaning at me about it, is the icons for blocks. The only exception here is water, but all the other ones, they actually have block icons representing them now, except the cross-section things like flowers. They're still, because it's not a block. I don't know how you display that other than that 2D sprite, so that's fine though. It all sort of comes together. Yeah, that's that. And I'll talk about what the other things I'm trying to do as well now. So yeah, I don't know if I've showed it in a video before, but there is a character skinning program, so that you can make your own character skins and stuff. And I've been working on that a little bit to get it working in HTML5, so you can run it in a web browser. which I think will be much cooler. It'll just make it more accessible because nobody's really making skins, and which is kind of sad. But yeah, I want to make that more accessible, and I don't know how people save them yet. Ideally, what would be cool is that they could just upload them somewhere. Like obviously you need an account or something, but after you've done that, you could just upload it and say, right, I'll give this to everyone, and then other people inside their games could see that list, like of all these things that people have made, which was kind of been the point from the start. Like I mentioned, I said it in the first video and stuff like that. So that would be cool to get in. But for now, I'll just get it working with just running in HTML5, which it does. I just need to add in like an editor, because at the moment you have to do it like in a different editor and just load it in repeatedly. So yeah, its own editor and online, and at the moment when you export a skin, it will just put a file on your computer or something, or give you a download or something, and then you can share that instead. But later on it will be a bit more clever. But yeah, that's what I'm doing with that. And other things, I've started making my lists again now, because I kind of stopped making lists and I kind of lost my motivation. So you might have noticed the last few weeks have been slow. I've also been sick, it seems, periodically, like now. But the sun's coming back up here and things might get better. But a couple of things I want to do are externalize the mod stuff, the mob stuff, so you can create monsters and stuff, and it'll also make it easier for me creating monsters, and externalizing something else. What was it? I forget now. It was in my head a second ago. But yeah, whatever. Externalizing stuff, making them mods, and yeah, just stabilizing this game to put out another version, because it's been a while. So yeah, that's priority. I'll write this stuff down and try and make sure I actually do it. But yeah, thanks for watching this week, and goodbye.